It is now round 27 of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship from Silverstone, and it is go, and it's a good getaway from the BMW of Aidan Moffat that lines up fifth on the grid, and Charles Rainford is away rapidly up against the pit wall as Sam Osborne leads by about 3 lengths into Copse ahead of Mikey Doble. Look at the gap he's got as the field files through, 1 or 2 with their elbows out in the background, and there's a NAPA Ford that has come to grief and goes wide. Was that Rowbottom, was that Camish? Certainly one badly delayed as the cars head up towards Beckett's for the first time. Drama at Copse then.
Yeah, but a good start by Sam Osborne as out onto the grass, as further damage there. I was going to say that's Dan Lloyd. So his weekend's unravelled quickly on this last race, but hats off to Sam Osborne. He's got that start nailed and driven a good first lap. And
Mikey Doble going with him in second place then, as Ash Sutton and Jake Hill are together coming down to the end of Wellington Straight, and Osborne is trying to build a bit of a gap on this opening lap. So the car that has not made it through the first sector, Nick Halstead, shown as having not got that far. There was another one badly delayed, as I say, which I thought was possibly Rowbottom, but as they come across the stripe at the end of lap 1, it's Osborne in the lead. Doble is second, Aidan Moffat is third, Josh Cook is going through fourth, fifth is Jake Hill, Sutton's already up to sixth ahead of Rainford, Ingram, Proctor. It was Rowbottom 10th, apologies, 11th is Shedden, and out of all of this, looking to see where Tom Ingram has got himself to, he's in 8th place then, he's in the mix.
Yeah, in the mix indeed, but as Sutton is on the move, he's up 5 places to 6th position.
I think the delayed NAPA Ford was Dan Camish's car in 16th spot then. Osborne it is, trying to edge away from the rest of them. Doble second, has got now Cook third and Moffat down to fourth.
As Sutton goes past Hill at his favourite overtaking place on the brakes into Brooklands.
Darrell De Leon has joined in. Nick Halstead is in the pit lane as you look back at Jake Hill's car then. So Ash Sutton making progress forward. Josh Cook on a bit of a mission up to second now, clearing Mikey Doble. So could there be a Speedworks Toyota win on the cards here? The way that Cookie is charging along, he goes over the timing line now, 1.4 seconds back from Sam Osborne, who, remember, has not ever had a touring car race win. It's a big ask with 20 laps to go to hang on in there.
It is. Briefly, Sutton set the fastest lap there, despite the overtake, but then it was beaten by Dan Camish.
And there's a point for the fastest lap as well, as Cook and then Doble lock up, and a 30-second stop-go penalty for Darrell De Leon. We've had him rejoin the race, or join the race late, but he's gone through a red light at pit exit apparently.
That's for working on the car too late on the grid.
So the cars come down then towards the left-hander of Brooklands, and as they do so, the Sam Osborne Ford leads the way. Cook second then, trying to get away from Doble, and then Aidan Moffat in 4th place ahead of Sutton and Hill to round out the top 6.
So this was into Beckett's. Aaron Taylor-Smith and Lloyd getting together on the exit just there. Looked like Aaron Taylor-Smith well into the back of Lloyd, wasn't it? Yeah. Absolutely speared him off. I think that'll be a conversation in the bus, because Lloyd, he definitely won't be happy about that, and didn't appear to do anything wrong.
And he's a long way back in 19th place. He is still going, but a long way adrift of the pack as they go up now towards Beckett's. They're turning into the hairpin once more.
Still maintaining that healthy lead though, Osborne over Cook, and we'll keep an eye on what the gap is. It was a second at the end of the last lap.
Fastest lap of the race, Adam Morgan, as now Moffat tries to clear Doble for 3rd place. Side by side they run down towards Brooklands, and all of this enabling Josh Cook to try to get away a little bit more. Doble trying to stay ahead, and he's way up the road from the Restart Racing Hyundais. And this is Sutton's view then in 5th place, coming out of Brooklands. Quite like those to get involved and trip themselves up ahead, as long as he doesn't get involved in any of the tripping.
Well, they're pretty much involved, aren't they? That battle for second, Cook, Moffat and Doble, which definitely will help Sutton. He's bringing Hill with him, yeah, I think they will get it, because of course if he can get past these 3, it's going to be tough to ask Sam Osborne to potentially give up his first ever win, but I'm sure he'd do it, as sliding up the inside of Doble goes Sutton. He is absolutely monstrous on the brakes. He's definitely the last of the late breakers on this grid, isn't he?
So down they come then towards the left of Brooklands. Sutton then edging his way forward, Jake Hill chasing on behind as well. So as the cars come up towards Luffield. It is still Sam Osborne in the lead, but that margin is set to diminish. He's done the fastest lap, but Josh Cook, we know, is getting a little bit nearer on this lap, and up at Luffield, Gordon Shetton is run out wide, and there's more shuffling of the order. Look, as there Doble comes through with now Tom Ingram getting in on the act as well. So Mikey Doble has been shuffled back to 6th, and Ingram is through, in fact, on the inside, so Doble is now 7th. Sutton is 4th, Ingram is 6th. He's edging towards his nemesis.
Yeah, he's just, and also what he's doing all the time is reducing that points loss that he's losing in this race. He's managed to overcome Sutton in the first 2 races, but reducing that potential points gap, the advantage he has, to a minimum over Sutton in this race. This was the exit of Ingram, getting on the power nice and early. He's going to cut across the inside, just superior straight line speed. Not sure he's on the boost or not, but clearly an advantage there to drive up past the inside of Doble.
So Ingram edging ever closer to the front. Now Josh Cook last time did the fastest lap of the race, and he's brought the gap down to just under 0.6 of a second. It is game on for the race lead. Sam Osborne possibly on borrowed time now, given the way the Toyota is going. Sutton's up to 3rd now at the expense of Moffat, and that means that Hill 5th and Ingram up into 6th place. Has now got Rowbottom behind him. Now that's going to be the interesting one. If Rowbottom can get up with Ingram and take points away, that would help Sutton as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is Sutton's absolutely nailed on for a potential win here, isn't he? But his teammate's going to do everything he can to hold up Cook, I'm sure Osborne will. Remember, Osborne's on the soft tyre.
Yeah, Cook on that medium. He's going very nicely at the moment. Sutton behind, hasn't lapped yet as quickly as Cookie has. This is the replay of the Ford of Sutton getting ahead of Moffat's BMW down into Brooklyn. So it was 0.3 of a second last time around between Osborne and Cook, and now Ingram is having to start fighting against Hill for 5th place, in the knowledge that there Rowbottom is getting closer behind.
Well, Hill's not going to do Ingram any favours for sure. Remember, Hill's right in this battle for 3rd. Look at the speed of that Hyundai. Absolutely flies. Just as they get up into sort of 4th, 5th gear, it absolutely flies down the straight there. Hill fighting back, trying to get an overlap on the inside. He's, as I said, he's fighting for 3rd place with Sutton, with Camish and Rowbottom. Only 13 points between them. I think he'll have the inside. Ingram can't turn in, and Rowbottom slides up the inside as well.
So Ingram gets shuffled out wide, look, and Rowbottom's trying to clear both of them, and he's got past Ingram, so that's bad news for Tom in terms of points. Rowbottom on the attack now to try to get past Hill. The 2 of them fighting for 3rd place in the championship, but Rowbottom also doing the team thing of taking points away from Ingram, and that helps Sutton. So now, as Hill hangs on to the place, Ingram's got to do it all over again. Good opportunistic move that by Rowbottom, but it's worked out. And look behind, Adam Morgan is also charging. He is up into 8th place, having started 19th on the grid.
On the soft tyre again. Hyundai on the soft tyre, very with boost, very quick indeed.
Race leaders go by then. It is still Osborne ahead of Cook, 0.6 of a second. The margin's crept up again. Sutton is 3rd. Now Sutton is 1 second behind Josh Cook. Osborne may think about letting Ash go by. Josh Cook won't.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Osborne's maintaining that lead when he's using the boost. Fastest lap, though, for Sutton, and he's on the last lap again.
And a point for it, which is all going to help. So, as the championship would stand, 31 points now between Tom Ingram and Ash Sutton. We're currently working lap number 9 as the cars dive down again towards Brooklands. There's that train of Hill ahead of Rowbottom, ahead of Ingram. And Dan Camish edging his way forward as well, up into 11th place.
Yeah, remember they started, Camish and Rowbottom and Chilton all started at the back.
The leaders are coming now through Woodcote. This is on board though with Tom Ingram, and he is in 7th place. Not near enough to Rowbottom to make a move, but equally Tom knows that banking points is important.
Absolutely, and he knows also the 3rd race can get a bit stressful and eventful, so he needs to just keep his powder dry when all around him might be losing theirs.
So there, coming out of Beckett's, is the race lead battle, where you've got Sam Osborne, for the moment at any rate, hanging on to that advantage, being chased very hard indeed by Josh Cook. The gap is down a little bit to the eye as they come into the braking zone. Ash Sutton, remember, in 3rd place. Somehow they would like to be able to switch him into the race lead, because you get an extra bonus point for that, but the stumbling block to any team strategy here is Josh Cook. He ain't going to play ball, he's in a different team, he's not in the championship hunt, and he would desperately like a race win.
Yeah. Rowbottom, though, ahead there, look, 18th to 6th so far. What a drive.
Mega stuff, isn't it, as he comes up towards the line. And, of course, he's not finished yet because he's going to have a go at Jake Hill as they make that run down again towards Copse Corner. Jake on the medium tyre, Rowbottom on the soft. In terms of the soft runners, it's Osborne, Sutton and Rowbottom in order in the top three. It's Dan Camish on Tom Chilton. Camish, another one, remember, on that soft tyre.
Yeah, absolutely. Just in terms of another one of Camish going past Doble. Another, just to give you who's got how much TOCA turbo boost left. Osborne and Cook both have 8 laps each, whereas Sutton only has 3. Moffat has 6, Hill has 4, Rowbottom only has 3. So quite a difference between the front cars, but the front 2 with exactly the same, 8 laps each left.
So right now it's still Sam Osborne, who has never had a touring car race win, remember, up front. And although he's under pressure from Josh Cook, he is doing a good job of sort of withstanding that pressure, isn't he? He's hanging on to the advantage. He's not, as yet, making mistakes and running wide or bouncing over curbs. He's not incurring track limit warnings either, but Cook is getting ever more threatening behind him. And the move is imminent, I reckon, as they come up towards Beckett's. It's Cook, though, there that stands on the brakes and scrabbles into the corner.
Yeah, it's Cook that locks up in there quite often, though. And this has always been a good track for Sam Osborne. I mentioned it earlier, but last year he had 3 top 10 finishes, which is good. You know, he's just always clicked with this circuit, and he's so far resisting this pressure from a really highly experienced race-winning driver in the shape of Josh Cook with a Toyota Gazoo Racing Corolla with its new M Sport engine in it. So actually, he's doing a fantastic job. Sutton has dropped away a little bit in third.
He has, you're right. Then it's Moffat, Hill and Rowbottom to round out the top 6. So, yeah, Ash Sutton on that soft tyre is starting to wilt a little bit. The last lap that he did was a 58.2 as against a 57.6 of the leader, Sam Osborne. And they're on the same type of tyre, so you would anticipate Sutton to be the quicker.
It's just boost. That boost, laps left, has gone down from 8 to 7, so they lose boost on the last lap, and that's why they're quicker. He can't compete against them with less laps of boost, because on boost, they're both quicker.
And Sutton, remember, has got, from the result earlier on in the day, a limited amount. He's down to 3 laps worth of it, so he's trying to preserve that to the very end. And he has still got 10 laps to go. So right now, he's going through the pain barrier.
Yeah, absolutely. But they're always going to have more than him left, unfortunately.
So Sam Osborne and Josh Cook, both 7 laps of boost available to them. Sutton third on 3. Moffat's got 6 laps of boost. 3 for Hill. Rowbottom only 1. So he's got to be really savvy now as to when he uses that, because if he uses it imminently, then he might be a sitting duck for anybody else that gets close. And he's under attack anyway, look, from Ingram. Now Ingram has got 4 laps of boost left and Rowbottom only 1.
Well, Rowbottom's used it all to advance from 18th on the grid, and that's the penalty. He's had the joy of it, but now he's got to suffer the penalty, because look how many cars are close behind him. Yeah. He's in danger just because of TOCA turbo boost that he hasn't got available of hemorrhaging a lot of places.
A little bit of damage on the front of Rowbottom's Ford as well, as they drop down towards Brooklands once more. And Dan Camish look on the attack against Adam Morgan. Ingram to the outside of Robo as they drop into Brooklands. Couldn't go around the outside and couldn't stay alongside either to challenge up at Luffield, so he's got to think again. Round the long looping right of Luffield they come. Sam Osborne is about to come by and put 14 laps in the book. He's ticking them down, and the margin stretches again. He has used boost on that lap, 7/10 the margin, but now Cook has got 1 more lap available than does Osborne.
Yeah, but Rowbottom can be doing his teammate Sutton a big favour here by some aggressive defence, should we just call it that, against Ingram. Very wide there. That's a definite one of your track limit infringements, but he's going to have to drive a very defensive race over Ingram, and Ingram doesn't want to take too many chances against Rowbottom.
True enough, as the race leaders then work lap number 15, 8 to go. They're going through is Adam Morgan, who's had a really good run here up into 8th place. He's got Dan Camish behind him, who's also had a very good run up from last on the grid to 9th and has not done yet. Top 10 rounded out by Senna Proctor in another of those quick Team Virtue Hyundais. Mikey Doble dropping back, of course, 2nd on the grid. He's now in 12th, but Doble is still leading the independents.
Yeah, good drive.
So as the leaders come out of Luffield then, it's Osborne to Cook. The gap right down again between the race leaders. Just 0.2 of a second now as the cars dive through Copse Corner. Now Osborne's feeling the pressure. Now he's got Josh Cook right up behind him.
Yeah, the rear of the car moving about as Osborne sends it into Copse. They both lock up a little bit going into Beckett's.
This is going to be a chance for Cook to have a go, I think, on the inside. And he comes almost level with the Ford as they hit the Wellington straight. But Sam Osborne, using the boost, tries to stay ahead. Josh Cook's just done an absolute best within the first sector. He's about to send it up the inside line coming into Brooklands. Goes from one side of the road to the other. This is going to be a real test of Sam Osborne. And so far, he's acquitting himself very well by defending. He's leading the race. He's never led for this long before. And Josh Cook, there behind it, has not, on that lap, been able to find a way by. So a good defensive lap by Osborne. In the meantime, Ash Sutton still third, dropping away as he doesn't touch the boost.
Well, I'm sure Sam Osborne's brother Jamie, who wasn't able to race here in the minis this weekend because of ill health, will be watching this on the edge of his seat, willing his brother to get this across the line. And Sam, you've got to do everything in your power to keep him behind. This is on board with Ingram, trying to get past Rowbottom. Remember, Rowbottom's almost out of boost. Ingram's got plenty, all right across the inside there, and then cutting back, and Rowbottom's gonna lose that position.
And Rowbottom is out of boost. He's used all of it now, so he's got nothing left by way of retaliation, and that's going to help Ingram, of course. So he's now gained a place back, and look, Rowbottom is a sitting duck for Adam Morgan, who's going to go round the outside. So with no extra boost, there's nothing really that Rowbottom can do. And he's also being given a penalty, Dan Rowbottom, of 10 seconds for track limit offences. So all of a sudden, everything's going wrong. He's run out of boost, he's losing places, and he's going to lose more with a 10-second penalty applied. That's
going to put him behind a teammate, Dan Camish, who, of course, is his rival for third place, along with Hill.
Yeah, and they're both behind Hill as it stands anyway. Osborne to Cook as they went across the line. 0.8 of a second. That was another lap of boost used by Osborne.
Yeah, so Cook now has one lap more than Osborne. So on one lap at least, Osborne's really going to have to fend. You can see the effectiveness. Look at the gap he's pulled out by using that boost on a lap that Cookie wasn't.
And now Josh Cook using the boost to try to get back onto terms then. So down they come towards Brooklands. Still third is Ash Sutton, but Ingram up to sixth. So, OK, Ash will outscore. That's going to help. He'd like more cars between him and Ingram, of course. There's another penalty heading, and it's to Max Buxton. 10 seconds for track limits. Here is the race leader then. Sam Osborne comes up towards the line. We've had one first-time winner this season in Dan Lloyd winning race one, although he's won in previous years, but Sam Osborne has never won at all. So could he be a race winner? Well, he's going to have to make that car very wide. 4 laps to go, and so far it's been a brilliant drive.
It really has been a brilliant drive. I'm just holding my breath for him because, as you know, I love to see a first-time winner in the BTCC. It just absolutely is why every driver steps in this car dreams of winning a race. We're not there yet, and I don't want to preempt it because Cookie is such a savvy operator, such a great driver. But certainly this is his best chance for Sam Osborne to pull it off.
Now they're back on equal boost. They're back on 4 laps as it stands, 4 laps each. We'll see whether either of them have used it at the end of this next lap, as there you can see another big battle going on between Dan Rowbottom in the Napa Ford. Tom Chilton gets ahead of him. Rowbottom gives the back of the car a little tickle, and that unsettles Chilton going up towards Luffield, and Robo goes back through.
Well, that's what Rowbottom was talking about earlier, that he felt Ingram had done to him, wasn't it? Just giving him a little nudge and gone through on the inside. So he's obviously doing the same thing back.
We've got 3 laps to go. We've got Sam Osborne in the lead. He's never had a win. He could be our 12th different winner of the season. Right there behind him is Josh Cook. But Sam Osborne so far is doing everything that he should be doing. Daryl De Leon moves to one side to get out of the way after being in late, after getting his stop-go penalty. He's just after mileage here. So Sam Osborne goes through, and he's just done a personal best within the first sector that might suggest a little bit of boost use. And look, he's pulled away slightly from Josh Cook. But now we have got 3 laps to go, and they started this with 3 laps of boost, so they can run the boost to the end. Cook makes a mistake, and that may well be the get-out-of-jail-free card that Osborne needs.
That was what Osborne was looking in his mirror, as you do when you come out of Luffield to judge the gap. Will be absolutely elated to hear, or to see, sorry, because he had seen that gap extend. He has boost available for each of the remaining laps, as does Cook, but that gap's extended.
So over the line, it was just over a second. 2 laps to go now. Sam Osborne comes up towards Beckett's. He's a lap and a half away from a first ever British Touring Car Championship win. It would be an amazing result for Sam, who's become a great character season after season after season. He's got better and better and better. And finally, it looks as though he's going to get his first proper podium. His one inherited podium was after somebody was excluded, and he may well be doing it on the top step. Down they come into Brooklands then. Yeah. So Osborne will come to Luffield and then start the last lap. And
of course, it's Pete Osborne, his father, who took over this team that was formerly Motorbase and brought on board NAPA. So for the family, it will be absolutely huge. I should imagine Pete Osborne has got everything crossed in the pit lane.
That's Jake Hill in replay, getting ahead of Aidan Moffat after a mistake, and Tom Ingram closing to try to get through as well. We're on the last lap, and the gap is 1.3 seconds. Josh Cook all of a sudden seems to have a car that's a little bit evil handling. He didn't look all that compliant going into Cops, and he's not being able to fight back. They are on equal boost. Right, Ollie Collins, team manager, looks nervous. Everybody in the garage looks nervous. Dad can't focus at all. He's gone. Pete Osborne's had to walk away and have a lie down. A time penalty to Gordon Shedden, a time penalty to Senna Proctor for track limits. Sam Osborne, couple of corners to go.
Fantastic, and I mean, Cook is struggling to get to the end. He's locked up at Beckett's virtually every lap, but this man is going to win his first ever BTCC race. Everybody in the paddock will be delighted for him. He's a lovely young man, he is, and he's driven under the greatest of pressure.
Sam Osborne comes out of Luffield. He's never been on the podium. He's going to be on the top step because it's his first ever British Touring Car Championship win. Sam Osborne makes history, a first ever win in the championship for him. Sam Osborne wins race 3 at Silverstone, and he does so by 1.6 seconds from Josh Cook. Ash Sutton takes 3rd, 4th goes to Jake Hill. Tom Ingram is going to be through for 5th ahead of Aidan Moffat, and then 7th is Adam Morgan ahead of Chilton. Camish will get 9th and Doble 10th, with penalties being applied. Ash Sutton outscores Tom Ingram only by a couple of places, but every little helps. But Sam Osborne wins the race, and what a drive. He is over the moon in a Sam Osborne sort of way, because he's not the most demonstrative of characters, but he did not put a wheel out of line. That's just brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic. That was his dad, Pete, celebrating Steve Richardson from NAPA as well. It's a feel-good. And Ash Sutton comes up to congratulate him. There's such a close-knit team, all of them together. They'll all be absolutely delighted for him.